you started streaming when you were in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that if the NCAA didn't have those rules that it just switched, that you would be huge on Twitch by now because you would you have started in college?
Yeah, I would have started in college. I would say I'm like behind the eight ball because I wasn't like a Trevor Lawrence or like a huge name guy coming out, but like people knew me as like the NFL guy that was like above average, pretty good at video games, like for being an NFL guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could have I started marketing myself as that late, but if I had that shit in college, dude, like,
and it's much easier in college.
Dude, it's so much easier because I was like the face of like not the face, but like I was the quarterback at Virginia. Like that's just I was the guy. So I could have used 2 years of that to like build my platform, and like I would have had more of a like it's hard to build something when you're out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're in it, you can like use the local restaurants and like you can get local sponsorships and shit to like sponsor my stream. But once you're out of it, you're like the guy that was at Virginia, and there's a new guy right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's kind of similar to like NFL quarterbacks. Like nobody really talks about Peyton Manning anymore, but he got it while he was in it, like commercials and stuff. So I just think like it would have been easier to get a better platform to get started. I don't know. I went to grad school for this, like studying higher education, athletic administration, all that shit. So I had like crazy arguments about this in school of why athletes needed to be paid, needed to be able to use their likeness and all this stuff. So it's cool it's happening now, but I missed the eight ball on that shit pretty heavy.
Dude, it hit like right after you got out, huh?
Right after.
I can't believe it took that long, bro. I always thought that there was a bit of an injustice in the fact that, you know, these dudes are sacrificing their entire lives for this, and like the college is making money off the merch. They're making money off their likenesses and stuff like that. You know why they changed it up, right?
I think so I know it had to do with destroying a little bit with YouTube.
Yeah, correct.
So him, and then like there's so much shit that goes on behind the scenes that's like 20 years down the line going to come out when like some of these coaches that are in now aren't in anymore, so players can talk about it. But there's just so much shit behind the scenes that you're like, bro is getting paid so much money to go here, but he couldn't say anything. And it's like it's not happening at the small schools, but these big schools, dude. Like,
what do you mean couldn't say anything?
Like say like
you're not really supposed to recruit.
So like say I have a teammate that went to LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got paid X amount of money for doing whatever. Like he'll never say who did it, who kind of helped set it up. But some of the coaches and things that are still like that kind of helped with those things or whatever are still coaching. So like they're not gonna say anything about it now. But when these guys in the NFL now like
you're saying like good things that are gonna come out.
Oh no. Yeah, so like say a player 5 years ago was getting cash under the table.
Okay.
Like he can't say it right now because
so you're saying like coaches would pay people so that way they would stay on the team and shit.
So
they wouldn't go to a better school or whatever.
Local sponsorships, like promises, all this shit that like
that's against NCAA.
Now it's a little bit like some of that stuff is still legal, but it's not as illegal. But like nobody's gonna talk about it now because they're coaches that help them out.
Okay, right, right.
Yeah. But wait 50 years down the line.
So
when
it's like things that'll help a coach's legacy. Like, dude, like he wasn't making fucking money, and like we want to TV and shit like that. Okay.
Like it'll help their legacy maybe, but like it'll be seen as like that. What they weren't supposed to be doing that, like that, like you're not supposed to do that at all. Like for example, when I played football in high school, there was this one school called Plant. And they were fucking elite, dude. And no one understood why. Because kids would, like, you know, you hear about people going from one college to another because this college is better, they have a better program, this and that. There was no reason for kids to come out of state or out of county to go to that school, but they did. And it was because they were doing shit like that. And you're not supposed to even do that on a high school level at all. You're not supposed to recruit.
But like, here's my question. Like, they weren't supposed to be doing that, but we're saying like it's a good thing that they were doing that. Is this similar? Like, would it be similar to like Harriet Tubman? You know, it was illegal to fucking to free slaves. Okay. You know, it was
Frank. It's a bit of a reach, but
and Frank. It was. I know you get what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it was bad at the time. Obviously, it's not fucking like this.
So
you know,
I would say it's a good like say. Okay, let me just throw a random thing out. Say there's a player and a school that he's going to go to is LSU. Say this coach can say, hey, through so-and-so, we can promise you that we'll push 20 grand to your family a year just to help out because shit's not great at home. Mm-hmm. So over the course of 4 years, we can help your family out with 80K. Like that player who might now be in the NFL isn't going to go to the media and say, hey, LSU helped my family out. They gave my family $80K to help them through, help them get the games, help them travel to games, help them get all this shit, because the people that were involved with that are still coaching. So 20 to 30 years from now, when these coaches are retired and there's a new wave of coaches, like people will be able to talk about the shit that happened in the past 10, 15, 20 years because those people aren't involved anymore. But people are going to be like everyone knows that shit's going on, but it's like, but they can't
it's
say anything about it.
kind of because of the way the shitty rules are.
It's like frowned upon too, because I feel like some colleges don't do that, and they're put at a disadvantage because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't do that, and that kind of skews the legitimacy of like actual how the competition works.
Exactly. Yeah. So at Virginia, bro, I didn't get a damn thing. Like I got $100 underneath my tire one time after a game. There was 520s underneath my Jeep, and I was like, "Yo, this is the coolest shit in the world. I just got $100." But meanwhile, like across the country, these dudes like. And now, what's his name? Peyton Manning's nephew. His name's Archie Manning. So I want to say he's got sponsorships lined up like in the millions. Like,
dude, and that's what it should have been.
For sure. Oh, for sure, bro. You know what's crazy? As soon as the NCAA released that people can get sponsorships now. Yeah. Do you know who Danny Duncan is? I'm assuming. Don't. Well, he's a YouTuber, huge YouTuber, very good businessman above anything. Like the one thing that I would say about him is his content is 5 out of 5, but his business sense is incredible because it doesn't matter. And so as soon as the NCAA announced that, the next day he posted on his story, if you're a college athlete and want a sponsorship, let me know. And he's gonna like pay to have his logo on people and shit, and that's so smart, bro. And people are really gonna start hopping on that, you know. And bro, I think it's really cool.
It pisses me off because I've had like we didn't have a great team when I was at Virginia, but we played against fucking Lamar Jackson when he was running for the Heisman. We played against Miami when they were number 2 in the country, and like you know how much I could have got paid to have a fucking logo on a glove or like a sleeve.
Crazy, bro.
Like I missed out on those. Wait, can they put
logos on gloves?
So there are gloves now, like I don't know if you know Tyreek Hill, like they call him Cheetah. Okay. So he does some stuff with destroying, but he has a glove that like on the inside of the glove, these 2 fingers, like there's an image of him folded down, so it's showing like this on the glove, even if he's like this. So that's like his trademark. So now he has a brand of gloves that he pushes out, and so all these kids are buying these gloves. So like they're gonna wear them in high school where it's not a logo, but you know that's his glove.
Yeah, that's really cool.